Question today is KG. Everything is going up. There's inflation in the air. Is this a good time to buy or sell my house or invest in real estate? We'll talk about that in a minute. Hey there, this is KG. I'm a realtor with Fairfax Realty in Greenbelt, where we help buyers to buy their dream home and sellers to sell their houses. And we do this in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia region. So if you're looking to buy, sell, move, invest in real estate, contact us. We will take care of you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. So inflation and real estate, right? So that is the question. With runaway inflation rates right now, is it a good time to even buy a house or sell your house or invest in real estate? That is such a valid question, right? If you have been in the grocery store in the last few months, you've noticed prices have been creeping up, right? Or gas station where a gallon of gas is about $4 right now. And then coupled with the logistics crunch, right? Supply chain crunch. I mean, that is just putting a squeeze on the economy with labor shortage. What are we supposed to do, right? The Fed chair said they are looking to raise interest rate this year 4 times. That's what Jerome Powell said, the chairman of Federal Reserve. So how does that affect you as a buyer, as a homeowner, or as a potential investor, right? That is always a question on the mind. Should I buy now? What happens if inflation is curtailed? Are prices going to drop, or if price is going to continue to rise? So let's just break it down. You know, in real estate, right? Location is everything, and timing also. But you cannot time the market, right? I always say that you cannot time the market. Home prices have been going up consistently, consecutively for over 7 years, month in, month out. But in the last few years, 2020, 2021, we saw runaway home prices. What I mean, home prices actually appreciate with double digits, 17, 18% in some areas. You know, we saw that even during pandemic. Is that going to continue in 2020? Yes, that is a projection that home prices will continue to appreciate, but at a slower pace. Even with inflation, home prices will continue to appreciate. I mean, this year is projected by Fannie, Freddie Mac, and all the people that crunched the numbers that is going to be about 4%, average 4% increase, which actually makes sense because that is the average year in, year out, that it should appreciate. The ones that we saw in the last 2 years actually an outlier. Yeah, it's an outlier, and it cannot continue that way. It's not sustainable. So that being said, what about inflation? Inflation right now, in the last report that was released, is about 7 point something for December. That's high. So, and the federal government are doing what they can to curtail it. So when inflation is curtailed, is this going to affect the price of houses? Are price of houses going to drop? No, because remember, we're still dealing with demand and supply in the housing market. We still have more demand than supply. So as a home buyer, you should think about this. If you actually are able to buy a house and lock in the low interest rates, yes, the interest rate is still very low right now. That means your housing expense is going to be fixed, because if you're renting, your rent is going to go up with inflation. It makes sense. I always tell people when they say, oh, I'm waiting for the home prices to drop, I said, well, if you can think of a time when we'll be able to buy a gallon of milk for $1, then maybe the home prices will be what it was back in the days, right? But it's not appearing so. In 2022, 2021, and 2022, it's not appearing so. So that being said, as a home buyer, potential home buyer, don't just listen to the news and get panic. If you are able to buy a house, if you have the income, the credits, the cash, go ahead and buy, because it's locked in. If you're just sitting on a pile of cash in the bank, your cash is actually losing value. Why? Because things are going up. the gallon of milk that we're buying to something last month has gone up by 5%. And so that means your dollar now is not able to go further. Your value of cash is going down. So nobody should be sitting on a pile of cash, right? Because that doesn't really make any sense. Real estate is one of the ways that you can hedge against inflation, right, as a home buyer. So don't time the market. As a home owner, as a home seller, if you're thinking of selling and thinking, oh, am I going to get my price? You're going to get your price as long as your house is priced right. As I said earlier, home prices are still appreciating, but not at the pace that it was in 2021. Yeah, it's still appreciating. So, but the appreciation is not at that pace. But remember, what you've already got in equity in 2021 is now a build up again, going up a little bit in 2022. So it's still appreciating. So if you're thinking that you want to sell, it's a good time to sell. It's still a good time to sell. But remember, wherever you're going to meet higher prices, unless you're going out of the DMV area and going to a lower price area. Same people that sold their houses in the DMV and they're now living like a king in Texas or Atlanta because the home prices are not as expensive as here. So consider those things. What about a homeowner that's thinking, well, the prices are high right now, I think I better sell, sit on my cash, and when home prices come down, I'll buy. You will be pleasantly surprised. The first thing that's going to be surprising to you is the value of your cash is going to be reduced because of inflation. Yes. So if you have a bunch of cash, 200, 300,000, you're sitting on in the bank, in the savings account. First of all, they're paying you pennies on this money, and by the time you're ready to buy, that money is not as valuable as it was when you got it. So think about it. It's not a good strategy to sell your house and go rent and then thinking you're going to buy lower. It's not a good strategy. It's going to backfire, especially going to be in the DMV area. So like I said, inflation and real estate, it goes hand in hand. Real estate is one of the ways that you can hedge against inflation, keep the price, keep your expense steady, and enjoy your house. So like I always say, don't time the market. It's actually a very bad thing to time the market because you can never know what is going on, what's going to happen. The most important thing is if you can buy and stay put. It's not a get rich quick scheme. Even if you're going to be there 4, 5, 10 years, at the end of the day, data have shown that you always, home sellers, when you buy, always come out the end when you stay there a while. So don't time the market, go buy if you can buy. All right, so that is the lowdown of inflation and real estate. So listen, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, contact me below. We take care of you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. Ciao.